I am extremely excited for the next Ghost Recon game, Ghost Recon Project Over, and now that Skull and Bones is out of the way, this should really aid and speed things up in terms of development over at Ubisoft. We had this tweet from July of 2023 by Tom Henderson which reads, "Ubisoft has a lot of good things in the works. I've heard great things about AC Red, Far Cry 7 and Project Over, which is the Ghost Recon game, etc. But games like Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil 2 are like a big rock in the middle of the road and they need to get rid of ASAP in my opinion. Too many resources are being spent." So now the fact that Skull and Bones is over in terms of development and Ubisoft have released the game and it hasn't gone over well, even though it took so much money, resources, time and people to make that game, now that development is over. And although they still have a project like Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is also taking a lot of time, resources and people and is still in development over at Ubisoft, it's still positive that now Skull and Bones is done. All of those resources can now be used towards other games like the next Far Cry, the upcoming Assassin's Creed Red and Project Over. Now we made an in-depth video on all the brand new features of the next Ghost Recon game, courtesy of the article over at Insider Gaming. So I'll leave a link to that video in the description and pin comment section below. And they are aiming to release the next Ghost Recon game by 2025. Not only that, but Insider Gaming actually got a first look at the next Ghost Recon game. Footage was provided for them by an anonymous Ubisoft developer or someone working over at Ubisoft, and they had this to say. Graphically, the footage provided to Insider Gaming under the condition that the footage isn't shared or goes public shows a significant graphical improvement over its predecessors and is best compared to something akin to Ready or Not. And now Ready or Not is a beautiful game, so this is best compared to that. And not only that, but the next Ghost Recon game is also said to be a first person shooter, which means it won't have the third person shooter camera angle like the previous Ghost Recon games. Now this is kind of concerning for me because I love playing in third person with the Ghost Recon games, so hopefully that is a feature that will be there on release, if not hopefully post launch. Insider Gaming said that this game is taking heavy inspiration from the current Modern Warfare series and games like Ready or Not, which tells me that this game is going to be a first person shooter heavy tactical simulation game. I think there's going to be a lot more room clearing sections in this game, which is phenomenal because a game like Ready or Not, which is a room clearing game, actually isn't available on consoles, so hopefully this next upcoming Ghost Recon game could make up for that and be the kind of defining room clearing game on consoles. And I also hope Ready or Not eventually does come to consoles too. Another big inspiration from the Modern Warfare series is controversial missions. Now this game is said to have a couple of controversial missions and segments. One mission, for example, shows your squad nearly shooting a man holding a baby because they thought that the baby was a bomb, but they realized this at the last second. So it seems like it's going to be a very serious, dark, grounded, toned game in terms of the story. And I also think it's going to feel very different from past Ghost Recon games in terms of the story too. Just this description of this mission or segment doesn't feel like something that we would have seen in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So it seems like they're taking a very different approach, and I'm very excited to see how they handle these missions and the tone of this game. Now the game is still going to be very much a Ghost Recon game where we're going to be going into a southeast country where this fictional 9-man war is happening, where hundreds and thousands of people are dying because of war crimes. It's understood that the plot of the game revolves around the Ghost and your team infiltrating the war zone to carry out secret missions and to locate a traitor. So this is something that we very much have seen in the past two open world Ghost Recon games, and the fact that we're going into a southeast country seems more like we're going to get an experience more like the Wildlands map, but hopefully even more denser and more populated with different NPCs, rather than what we got with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which was very empty and the map was just not filled with anything very interesting, and it felt like no NPCs was living in that world. Whereas in this game, in a southeast country, it seems like we're going to be getting a lot more towns and villages and a lot more people on the streets, driving cars, driving mopeds. And I think it's going to have like a clash between Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, all these types of southeast countries, and give that kind of flavor and style towards this 9-man map, which we will be able to explore in the upcoming Ghost Recon Project Over game. Now we weren't given any official name for the game, it's still being known as Project Over. So there's no official title for the next Ghost Recon game at this point in time, But go ahead and watch my full breakdown of all the brand new details from Insider Gaming with the exclusive article covering all the brand new information of Ghost Recon Project Over. I've left that video in the description and also in the pinned comment section below. Hopefully we get at least a tease of this game this year at one of the upcoming Ubisoft Forwards, probably during the summertime, as this game is slated to come out next year. So I would be expecting some sort of teaser trailer at least, but they could hold off till the end of the year to show off something in regards to the next upcoming Ghost Recon game. But guys, to stay up to date with all the Ghost Recon information, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and watch my last video. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, God bless, and I hope to see you on my next videos. Take care, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?